Hello, and welcome to a new episode with your host, Vinney Chopra. I'm so excited to have you here as we dive deep into the world of real estate investing, syndications, abundance mindset, and building generational wealth. We are excited to be in the top 1.5% of the real estate podcasts. Got number 11 actually out of top 50 real estate syndication podcasts. Thanks to you. Each episode, we bring powerful insights, expert guests, and actionable strategies to help you take your investing game to the next level. Whether you are a seasoned investor or just getting started, if you love what you hear, please take a moment to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and follow me on social media so that we can never miss an episode. Your support helps us continue sharing valuable content with more people like you. Now let's jump into today's episode. Thank you.
Welcome back, Alchemists. This is Abudance Thursdays with myself, Gualter, Amarelo, and the great Vinney Chopra. We were just talking about that hotel deal. Vinney raised almost $3 million in 14 days. But like on the mastermind a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about how hard it is. Your mastermind, Vinney, the one you do on Wednesdays.
Yes.
That mastermind, you were talking about how hard it is to build the relationships in the beginning. Like you got to put the work in. It takes 30, 90, 60, 100 days, 200 days, sometimes 365 days before a person becomes liquid, before they're ready to do a deal, before they understand your deal. And now you're able to do $2-3 million in a 14-day period. I remember one time last year, I think it was, you did like $9 million in a weekend.
I know.
And that comes from 14 years of building relationships, 14 years,
so
15
true.
years of working with people, of talking to them, of taking the coaching calls. I also was sharing with somebody recently, by the way, for everybody who's listening, today we're going to dive into Wealth Principle 37, depth of your gratitude. And there's principles, there's notes that Vinney sent me. We're going to get into those in just a little bit. But if you're somebody who's listening and you're saying, man, I'm working hard. I've got a lot of equity. I've got a lot of net worth. I've got capital in the stock market, and I'm looking for passive income. This call is the one to listen to. We're going to talk about how to act as if you already have that passive income. Act as if there's already great partners out there who are doing the work for you. Even if right now it doesn't feel like that, we've got to shift our gratitude, our attitude of gratitude in order to attract people who will work for us and put our money to work for us, because money doesn't work unless somebody's putting it to work. It just doesn't have to be you anymore. So we're going to get into that as we break down today's principle. But you were saying, Vinney, you were asking how my vacation was on the cruise. And I was saying I miss my structure. You know, I love the structure of my house and the work I do. And when I got home, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, you miss work when you leave. Then when you get home, you miss the vacation. I didn't miss the vacation. I felt like we were there long enough, and I was so grateful for my structure. I was so grateful for the work we do. This call. So you said the same thing. You said you were telling this to your wife. What was it you told Passion about?
You know, see, the thing is, we are so passionate, and all this passion, what we do every day, it fuels us. I mean, it keeps us busy, not to get into trouble. So the mind wanders. It really wanders. If you're not thinking of positivity and thinking about helping other people, having gratitude. So even after 17 hours of presentations, you and I talked about it. We don't get tired. We don't, because it fuels us.
And you said it before. You're like, I told my wife, like, I love what I do, and so it's fun, right? It's fun. And I told Dorina this morning, I said it to her. I said, if I was not doing this, I would be playing video games, and that wouldn't be healthy for me, right? I like to play the game.
Beijing, I have won 9 trophies, so 13 trophies. Place one. That's a new game on the game. It really gets your brain going and everything. I said, all right, let me get perfection into that anyway. But I've got 13 trophies so far within a couple of 3 weeks or so. Anyway.
Thank goodness that we take this game of real estate and make that our game. Because otherwise, like,
exactly,
what would we do? It would not be good. It would be healthy. So, Vinney, you did the hotel deal recently. We were talking about gratitude before the call, and the idea of having gratitude as a passive investor, I think, is misunderstood. I think a lot of people, while they're
Mm,
working, they think the work was so hard. They're grateful for some things, but people lose gratitude of things that they thought were hard before they got into it. And then after they did it, they were like,
right.
oh, that was no big deal, whatever. No,
Hmm.
like that was a lot of work that you put into it. You should be grateful you were blessed with the opportunity. You know, God sends you opportunities, you got to act on them. But you're also
Yes.
the skilled person, or you connected with the right people. That's a thing to be grateful for, even
Yes.
before they exist, because what we resist persists. So if we're thinking, oh no, problem, we're going to attract those problems. I got to
More
tell you,
about.
Vinny, I just finished reading The Power of Now. So that's in my head.
Oh, I love that.
Thank
That
you for the
book.
referral.
Eckhart Tolle's book, Power of Now, is amazing. Changed my life, changed my kids and my wife. I mean, this book, two copies I think we have, one on this side of the house, one on that side. It's wonderful book. We'll suggest everybody watching us, please pick it up from Amazon. Eckhart Tolle. He's amazing too, and he's done some really good shows with Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey. Just go on YouTube and say Eckhart Tolle and Oprah Winfrey. You learn so much. My wife brought it up to me, and last year, a year before, and we went through all those. Yeah,
We're starting with gratitude. Let's start with the
yeah.
one thing that billionaires and multi-millionaires all say is the most important thing in their business is their spouse. And
Yes,
being grateful for your
yes,
spouse. It's something I've
yes.
seen in every single interview I've done with high net worth
Mm,
individuals. It is their gratitude for their family, gratitude for their spouse.
totally, totally.
Vinny, I know that being married, you're not grateful every day. I understand that there are moments, because I talk to men all day long. There are moments where
Mhm.
it's easier to be less grateful than it is to be grateful. How do you turn that around in your own head? Because I know you wrote the book Positivity Brings Profitability. I know you put you put
Yeah,
intention
Kanchan.
behind.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
totally.
put conscience
She was
first and
the
you put intention
inspiration.
behind it. Yeah.
She was the inspiration. Kanchan told me after she read my book, Apartment Syndication Made Easy, right? Yeah, right. And she went through like a flight, 6 hours. She read the whole. She said, "It's a great book." But she says, "You know what? It's for limited audiences." He says, "I have married to you 39 years. We have been married 45 now, right? So this was 6 years back." She says, "You got to write a book on positivity." Guess what? In the nighttime, I read it, and in the morning, I was writing the book.
This is something that if you're listening right now and you are of high net worth, I know this book is right for you because
Thank
it
you.
is
Thank you.
wealthy people understand the importance of positivity. When I mention this book, Vinny, when I've been in front of broke rooms, people who are just,
Yes.
struggling, they don't have two nickels to rub, I say, the
Yes.
book of Positivity Brings Profitability. They're like, oh, well, yeah, I really need something more tactical right now. So I send them the Apartment Syndication Made Easy book because
Mhm.
they want that. But what they need is gratitude. They need to
Yeah.
understand that the attitude we go into our life with is how wealth is built. And most successful people already have that. That's how they ended up with wealth. It's not that wealth comes, then you're happy. It's you're happy and grateful for the wealth
Yes.
that's on its way to you. So
So true.
let's
So
dive into some of
true.
your
So
notes.
true. And you know what? You just brought it up. We are really excited to welcome you in the Orlando Summit. Please, yeah, and we're going to ship out 100, 200 books, whatever, and we give everybody a copy of The Positivity Brings Profitability.
I'm
You
I'm
know?
excited about it. We do it every year. Every year we do the
Mhm.
summit and we hand out
Yeah.
books. This year
Yeah.
it is profitability brings positivity brings
Positivity.
profitability.
Yeah.
Let's dive into some of these bullet points you gave me on how to
Sure.
be more grateful. If you're listening and you're saying, okay, great guys, yeah, what does that look like? How do you actually become grateful when, let's say, you're not grateful at the moment? Maybe things aren't going well for you. Maybe you have a property that's not cash flowing properly, and you're
Mhm.
feeling burnt out with real estate. Maybe it's not real estate. Maybe it's the real estate you have. Maybe it's a problem.
Yeah.
Or the stock
Mhm.
market went whoops a daisy, and
Mhm.
you're like, oh my God, maybe I'm not a good investor. Maybe it's not you. Maybe it's timing, or maybe it's time for a new conversation, a new strategy. Maybe we got to get back to gratitude, the gratefulness that the market is coming back, or gratitude that we have the right investments. So let's dive into how that's actually done. So you have a three silent thank you strategy that you do.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
What
It's
is
so,
this?
oh my gosh, you got to be thankful for your life that we are alive. We get up in the morning. And when you put our foot down from the bed, we should be excited and feeling thankful to the God Almighty, whatever religion we belong to. Just say to the Almighty, thank you, God, for me to breathe and, able to see and, making sure my hands are working, all that stuff. So gratitude for life is great. And then you got to set your mind. That's the second one. You got to not feel dragging this and that. It takes time. Some people, it takes time when they get a coffee or things like that. I rush to the this side of the kitchen and make that my latte and everything. Inspires me right there. And then third thing we talk about is what you do. Sync the rhythm of paying gratitude to the people that who are around us, our partners, our family, of course, my mom and dad and in-laws, all that, who have really taught so much, the mentors, amazing. To give gratitude, just the feeling of that, it brings abundance to you.
This is cool. I want to share something that I got from you, Vinny. So I
Hmm.
wrote down on a piece of paper, it says,
Oh,
why is there $3 million in my bank account that I get to keep for the benefit of all joyously? And this is a statement that I created because you're always talking about positive, you're always talking about gratitude. And so I said, I'm going to ask in the question of why it's already there. So my brain can start saying, oh, how did that happen? Like, oh, maybe I went and added value to this
yes,
human. Maybe I did this project. Maybe I did this deal. And
yes,
that's how that money became there. And it's made it easier for me to be grateful for things that have
right.
yet to exist. Because in my head,
Mhm.
that statement forces me to believe it's already there. And this
Yes,
this thank you thing, I've actually taken it into my house, and I do it before night too. I asked Dorina, what are three things you're grateful for? Then she asks me,
yes.
what are three things you're grateful for? And even no matter how our day's been, we're
Mhm.
always grateful for something. We always find three. We're always capable of finding three.
I love it. Love it. Love it. Another good hack is even at dinner time. If you're sitting down with the kids, we used to do that. We ask them, and they learn so much when parents are talking about gratitude and their turn is, then it becomes a habit. So they will start thinking what I'm going to say, what happened in school or otherwise and peers. So that's a great routine. I hope everybody implements that with young kids, older kids. Our kids are grown up now, but we are so thankful with the kind of value systems they have built. It's just mind blowing. So
And for
it
anybody
all
who's listening
starts,
and
yeah.
wonders, does this work?
Mhm.
Vinny's son, Neil, was able to retire in his 40s. Early, it was
Yeah.
at 40 or
30,
44?
38, 38, 38.
38. So he was
Yeah,
able to retire
38.
at 38
Yeah.
because of nothing more than positivity, right? The technique he used is completely different from his father's technique, but the
Uh,
energy and character that was built, I just want you to, if anybody's listening and saying, well, does this work, Vinny? Are you giving me advice? He's 72 years young. His kids are already developed, and so many wealthy families, their kids don't do it. They don't have success. They end up going a different path. Your son followed your same principles in a completely different industry and field and was able to retire by 38. That's proof of concept. That's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. I think it all comes, as we start building foundation. It's all about foundation. We will never build a 100-story building without going deeper into the ground. And that's when, you start like, I don't know, is it, how far do we have to go? I should do perplexity. How deep do I need to go as a builder to build 100-story? It's the foundation, the strongest foundation we could lay for our children, our young children. They will learn. They live from, they look around, they see, they feel, they touch, and their peer group will contaminate them many times, but you got to build the, strong foundation. That's what I would say. And having good books laying around in the house is the best way to do it because our both the kids, Neil and Monica, are great readers, much better than me. They are great writers. They are great writers. So it's good to have that. Yeah.
The answer is 25 to 40 feet. And this is
No.
for in Boston Back Bay. So in Boston Back Bay, they man-made that land.
Um,
And
okay.
so in Back Bay, foundation piles are typically driven to the depth of 25 to 40 feet, not for big buildings. This is just for single family homes or 3-story buildings.
Oh my God, they have to hit the rock.
They
They
have to
have
hit the
to hit.
rock.
They have to hit the
Yes.
rock. That's
So
right. Oh wow.
that's small buildings in Back Bay. For giant buildings, I know the pylons have to be driven significantly deeper.
How about in San Francisco? Because see, San Francisco is a mountain. If you want to put that in there, this is so exciting. We are doing it
We're having
right
fun
live.
today.
And the thing is, I love ChatGPT, love Perplexity, love Grok. It just gives so much information so
Wow,
instantly.
Vinny,
Oh,
100 to 235 feet below water level, San Francisco
exactly.
Oakland Bridge. That's the Oakland
Yes.
Bridge. Millennium
Okay.
Tower required 60 to 90 feet into landfill, and it was less
Wow.
expensive compared to going down to the 240 bedrock. This is
Ah.
this is interesting stuff. By the way, grateful for AI. There's more
Yeah,
gratitude. All right, so the next one you have is writing down future gratitudes. This is kind of what I just shared. One of the tactics you've given me.
totally right there.
How do we phrase these, and like how do we actually put a good future gratitude? The example you gave me was my LPs tell me we were grateful before they invested.
Yeah.
That's wild. So they were
This
already
is,
grateful for the relationship. They were grateful for the deal before they got there. So
they got there.
why do LPs, or why should somebody who's looking to be compassionately investing, how do they write it down? What does that structure look like?
See, the biggest thing is LPs, limited partners, wealthy limited partners or accredited, I call it. They are really great in their profession. They are amazing. That's how they build the wealth. That's how they have the savings of 100 or 200 or 500. Some of my investors have given me $6 million, $5 million. How can one person have that much money to invest? So the biggest thing is they are really sending signals. That's what I say. They are sending signals from their channel that who is a good operator who will come into their life. I'm sending signals from here. I've got a great deal. I need some wealthy people to invest with me. So when the signals cross each other and they mesh together in the cosmos, that's why we say law of attraction, law of manifestation. The more you send stronger signals, the farther it goes, just like radio signals. I mean, the radio station is way far away, but our phone or car or whatever catches that signal because it's so strong. It goes so far away. Same thing with law of attraction with the Rhonda Byrne's book, right? The Secret. I believed in that book thoroughly. It even started 1930s. Somebody else wrote it and then she rewrote it. But the key thing is you got to have positive signals to what you want. And then you will sync with the people and your both signals, they get attracted to you. See, the thing is, that's what has happened. 582 investors now from one. I sat in the living room with my broken Dell laptop with 6 slides. I talk about that all the time. Why single family is not the way, because that very good friend of mine was doing single family and he caught the multifamily theme. Then he gave me $50,000 check. By the end, I closed it. It was 125,000. He gave more, and I gave in that deal 43.64% per year for 6 years. 6 years, cash flow and returns. Anyway, so
Wow.
it was a win-win-win-win things.
So Vinny, this is a story that I heard last week, right before I went on vacation. A
Yeah.
woman who has invested $600,000 with me. She texted me and she said, "Hey, did the funds go through?" Because she originally invested 300, then she invested another
Mhm.
300, and she said, "Did the funds go through?" I said,
Mhm.
"Yes, they're in. Thank you. I should have told you sooner." And then she texted me and she said this, and this is profound. She said, "I visualized having $1 million invested with you, and I'm more than halfway to my goal, and now I'm thinking I can
Wow.
do more." And she
Wow.
said, "I'm just so grateful that this opportunity is here and that I'm the right person at the time to be investing with you." And it was fascinating because it fits this principle that she is visualizing, actively visualizing $1 million invested passively where she
Mhm.
doesn't have to work for it. That's
Mhm.
a trick that most passive investors do it subconsciously. They don't talk about it. They don't know they're doing it. They
Yes,
just set this
yes,
kind of goal and they say, okay, one day I'm going to have $1 million invested here. I'm putting 1 million over there. I'm going to have 500,000 over here. They set these goals on spreadsheets. They don't know they're
yeah,
setting goals. They're just
so
putting
true.
things out there into the universe
Yeah,
haphazardly, but it's working. This is how they got to where they got. This is how all the LPs that you have got to where they are. This is how our
yeah,
lenders or our investors got to where they are. And I know
yeah,
big banks do this. I know family offices do this. They say, we want
yeah,
to deploy $32 million this year. Or some of them are saying we want to deploy $32
right.
million this week.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
that's a target they set to their
Yeah.
staff, and then they send that out into
They
the
go out.
universe. Right.
Yes, exactly. It's so important. I think what we're discussing today is a mind shift. And to bring abundance in our life, the more we think about, the more we really have the whys. That's the other note also. You got to redefine your whys. If the whys are not strong enough, you won't get what you want. See, that's the thing. We miss that boat. We just feebly, if that's a word, it has
Yeah,
feeble
feebly, yeah.
crunch, feebly, a new word, right?
Weakly,
Very,
feebly,
very
vague
new word.
longings and desires.
Then it won't happen in life. It won't. I've seen that happen. I want something not with full commitment, and it never comes. It never comes. You got to be so strong and written down, and you're just dreaming, breathing, touching everything and writing it down. Like I remember I had a dinner with a chicken soup of the soul author, right?
Yes,
And yeah, Mark Victor
Mark
Hansen.
Victor
And
Hansen.
Hansen, and that when he was selling the books, I think I remember he wrote a $1 million check. He blew it up and then he put the on the roof of his no ceiling of his bedroom. So whenever he slept, he looked at that $1 million check and when he got up, he saw that again. It's mind blowing. And now he has sold 560 million of the chicken soup of the soul. Crystal and Mark are good friends, thanks to them, and they were very kind to come on
And
my
Crystal Hansen
podcast.
is, yep, so that was
Yeah,
his wife, and I saw the
yeah.
pictures, and that
Mm.
was an introduction that Ken Walls made to
Balls.
me, and then I made
Yes,
to you.
yes,
And
yes.
like it's gratitude. You asked me, hey, who should I have on my podcast? I had just had him on
Yes.
my podcast. So it was a very easy
Thanks to you,
transfer of
you and Ken, brother. Thanks to you and Ken. And we were in Phoenix. They invited me and, of course, had a great dinner and everything and wine and spent 3 hours or so. And then they dropped me at my hotel. That was very
how cool
nice.
is that?
Very, how
How
cool is
cool is that to have
that?
that kind of conversation? It's because you vibrate at that frequency. And I just wanted to say this word to the person who's listening, who is saying, okay, gratitude, I got that, I understand. I want to give you a sentence that I did not understand comes from a place of gratitude until just it's this week. I have a statement inside my house where I say, I don't have a choice. Now that sounds like a weird statement, it's a negative statement, but when people ask me why do I still invest, I say I don't have a choice. It takes away the decision making. And I'm grateful
Ah,
for not having choices. It makes my life easier. I'm thankful. It's like, oh, I don't have to answer that question. I don't have a choice. This is what I do. And it's just I invest in multifamily. It's my knowledge. It's my space. I invest in these 10
mhm.
markets. It's my space. I'm so
Yes.
thankful to be alive
Mhm.
at this time where I'm the person who can do this. I show up
Yes.
on Thursdays, Advanced Thursdays with my mentor every single Thursday. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to learn from somebody who's doing syndications, somebody who's doing hotels, who's doing um, RALs, he's doing ASLs, he's done multifamily at a degree that most people can only dream of. Hedge funds will beat Vinny Chopra. That's the people who get past you, right? So that
Ah,
is that statement. I don't have a choice. When people are like, oh well, Drea's like, can we go do this on Thursday? I'm like, I can't do it on Thursday. I don't have a choice. I have a Thursday
ah,
abundance call that I do that I made a commitment to do, and it's so freeing. It's truly
ah,
genuinely freeing. So if you're a person who's saying, I don't know about this gratitude thing, but I could make statements like I don't have a choice, that
yeah,
comes from a place of gratitude. Believe it, if you set it up right.
totally,
As long as you
totally.
feel good about having structure in your life, having some rules. All right, so
You
that
will
brings us to
change.
yep, go ahead.
One can change their life totally if you're just thinking, should I go into it? Should I not go into it? Just go to YouTube and say, how can I be more gratitude towards my everybody I meet and touch and so forth. It will give you a short video, the hacks. And it's not that hard. It's intentional. See, that's what I want to say. Things don't happen in our life. They don't become our habits until we are intentional and we want to change ourselves. Nobody can change us. Nobody can change us. It's us who can change our mind, our body, our soul, and so
And if you want passive income, 'cause that's what we're talking about here. If you want more passive income, be grateful for it first. Be grateful
that's
for the
it.
passive income
Yeah.
that's already in there. There's a great guided meditation. I think Eric Scott puts it out, and he says, large sums of money come to me easily from unknown sources,
Oh,
and that I get to keep joyously for the benefit of all. And it's a wonderful statement. It's a wonderful
nice,
affirmation,
nice, nice, very
and,
nice.
and it's
And we got
important.
to write affirmations. I
Yes.
remember
There
five,
it is.
three,
It's written right
three,
here, right?
3x5 cards, 5x8 cards. I'm a product of that. I used to have these cards all over in my house, in my car, literally. I remember my one car, I needed a better stereo system. I couldn't afford it. I remember that. I took out the radio from my car for 2, 3 weeks because as I was making sales calls, I would look at it and I wouldn't have a radio because there was a hole in the dashboard. It was so strong. And I put down there, I want a best of the best stereo, $582 or something, but I didn't have money or I couldn't. But anyway, that's it's all about. So affirmations are so vivid. They should be vivid. They should be on many, many places and so forth. Yeah.
It's funny you say that. I had a stereo in my truck that only had a cassette player and a CD, but we obviously had now the phones and I could stream. So I had the little tape that would go inside the cassette player with the wire that would go to my phone and I would be listening. And I said, I want a Bluetooth radio in my truck. I want a Bluetooth radio in my truck. I want it. And
Yeah.
every time I had to plug that in, I would say that affirmation. And I was a real estate agent. I was selling back then. This is 15, 10
Hmm.
years ago. And I
Hmm.
I remember when I got that radio, it was the digital screen and it
Yes.
Bluetooth
Yeah.
automatic. Every time I got in, I had the speakers replaced, so it was nice. And I felt like I had a brand new truck. But it was
So
because
true.
I set a
So true.
trigger every time I did a thing, every time I got in there that would remind me, much like
Yes.
you're removing the
Ah,
radio.
just took it out.
It's such a good story, Vinny. So we talked about gratitude as a magnet for deals. It's a magnet for operators. It's a magnet for great opportunities that are predictable, safe investments. Although I have to say that not all investments are safe. No investment is safe as the
Yeah.
nature of investments, but
Yeah.
they're your level of safety, your risk tolerance. You will attract those
Yes.
as a magnet when you start believing with gratitude that they exist.
Yes.
Then we talked about rewiring emotions with
Yes.
repetition, the writing
Hmm.
things down, like rewiring yourself. And then you talked about why. You actually started with the why, and then gratitude boosts action. This is
Yes.
where I've been to so many training programs where they say, you just got to take action, you'll be successful. You just got to take action's the key. Action's the key. It's like, no kidding,
Hmm.
action's the key. But
It's the
what
key.
is the right action? How do I motivate myself to
Yes.
take action?
Yes.
That's why I'm at this training. I'm trying to figure out what's the right action. I can't take action. So, Vinny, how does gratitude actually boost taking action?
See, the thing is, when you do gratitude to all the people around you, you make them like you, first of all. Secondly, they want to catch your vision. See, gratitude and vision go together. And then once they are in a good frame of mind of gratitude, they are doing pass it on. See, people learn from other people. That's what it's all about. And as a leader, you want to then permeate or go over every week with your KPIs, meetings, and this and that and everything. What is the real purpose of meeting, the vision, and look at the goals and action steps, and then do it better and better. So that's how we progress in any field, in any field. Yeah.
It is more powerful than anything else that we talk about on the 52 Weeks of Wealth inside Alchemist Station. Positivity does bring profitability. Gratitude is the key to being positive. When you're grateful for positive things in your life, you become a positive person as a result of your gratefulness for what is coming. Vinney, you just said vision. We talk about goals all the time. We do talk about the importance of believing often. How do you visualize? What is it that you do? I'm a spreadsheet person, so I will go and say I own X amount of units at X amount price, with X amount of equity, with X amount of leverage, with X amount of cash flow. And to me, that's my vision board. I map out what I want on a spreadsheet, and that works very well for me. My wife does not work that way. She can't. The spreadsheet is like, she's like, I don't know, I don't want to see it. That sounds like anxiety inducing. I don't want to do that. But she says, I want $20,000 a month passive income.
Yes.
And then she takes that, she writes that on a whiteboard, and she comes to me and says, hey, I want $20,000 a month passive income. Who do you know who can invest with that can do this type of deal? So Vinney, what does your vision boarding look like? How do you do it with you and Kanchan and with your daughter now who's in the business? How do you do it with Monica? Like, what does that visioning look like?
I'm so glad you're asking this, because we are
good, because I've been dying to hear this. So
see, the thing is, vision is a macro, not micro concept. So you got to have that bigger vision. Like, we are buying this Courtyard Marriott. Our goal is to raise 3.6 million or whatever it is. We have a next deal already in the folds.
And you're already at 2.3 million raised. So
yeah,
you're
2.6. 2.675,
right?
2.6.
Hi friends, this is Vinney Chopra from here in Danville, California. And you might be saying, hey Vinney, what are these over here? You know, I wrote this book a few years back, Apartment Syndication Made Easy. It became top seller. I came from India with $7 in my pocket. It says 500 million. It's going to be 1 billion very soon, very soon. I'm right at about 850, 900 million. And then I'm ready for the next billion. Actually, you will see that happening, 2 billion in this book also. The other book I wrote, which has been a very big positivity, has been my life. Always, I've been married 43 years with 2 children, and the beauty is to be positive, the mindset that can take you to all the places in the world. And that's the book that also became big seller. My third book, Senior Assisted Living, is coming. So do yourself a favor, go ahead and click the link below to get free copies, audio copies of these books, even printed copies of these books. Printed means digital, if you can't afford it. But I would highly recommend for you to get these, or go to Amazon.com. Just go to Amazon. I got it in soft cover, in hardcover, in Kindle, in audio, also the Spanish version of this book also. So let's crush it, guys. I know you can be successful. I know you can do the kind of things that you want to do in life and have the streams of income and know how to really, educate yourself so that you could become a strong force in this world in real estate. I know you can. So take that step. Don't just be on the sideline. Take charge of your life. Take charge of your education.
This morning, brother, I have it all there, in my yellow pads. I've got iPhone yellow pads. I love them. My gosh, I have 350 pads going on. You just search them and all that. You can pin them also. That's a hack. You just pin them. It just comes right on the top. So the key thing is, rather than writing on the yellow paper and all that stuff, I do it over here, and which is good. The thing is, you have a macro vision away from the trees, away from the forest. That's the vision. Then you come down closer to the forest and look at the trees. Those are your goals. How to do those goals to get to that vision. So essentially, it's good to really get your whole team organized so that they understand what's the bigger picture, how they fit into it. See, that's the big beauty of it. How they fit into with their livelihood, their bonuses, their everything, because they feel excited to give their best because they want to grow. See, the companies are not made with walls. my good mentor said, the companies are not walls. These are the people who build those companies. That's our team members. So everybody who's connected with those goals and visions, and if they are progressing every week, if they're kind of stymieing, they're going down, you got to, as a leader, sit down with them and say, hey, what's going on? Is something not going at home or family or children? Give them that compassion. See, I think a lot of people love to work with us, 158 people. We don't have them, but we get so many calls. When are you buying in Houston? When are you buying over there in, San Antonio and things like that? Because they want to come and work with us. So Monil Premier Communities built a big name, and then we sold them, and so forth. So I think the vision and the goal setting, after the vision comes the goals, which are measurable and achievable, stretchable goals with timelines. So the visions, when you put them with timeline, are goals, and the goals bring action. Action
This is this is cool. So I've been sitting with a lot of investors who they're high net worth and they're looking to diversify. They're just looking at barbell, but shift away from some of the other assets, get more passive. And one of the vision boards that I've been building is Excel, because that's my nature.
Yep.
But I've been telling them, how much money do you want to earn and how much net worth do you want to grow? And that's where the IRR comes in. So some deals have a 6% pref, some deals have an 8% pref. Some deals have an equity bump of 3% per year. Some of them have an equity bump of 5% per year, annualized. So that gives you a way to say, okay, I want to earn X amount passively, and I want to increase my net worth X amount passively. So now you start knowing, what syndications am I looking for? What kind of passive LP opportunities am I looking for, or partnerships or venture capital, or how are you going, if you're going to be a VC, or how are you going to get into these types of deals? The other one I do is, if you just want to protect your money, so you want debt instead of the equity exposure, then how much money do you want protected that can't go down, but also won't go up? And how much do you want to earn? Is that 7%, 9%, 12%, 15%? What do you want that money to do? And then you just set that dollar amount aside and say, that's my protection account. That's how much I want there. And you say, that's my syndication account. That's how much I want there. This is my stock account. That's how much I want there. This is my cash reserve. That's how much I want there. And it's like kind of pretend in the beginning, but then you start being grateful for the portfolio that builds itself, basically. It operates on its own with very little management. Once you're invested in these types of deals, they operate for you, and then you take the next 5 years to do what you're supposed to do, whether that's make more money in your business if you're like us, you love what you're doing, or it's create your charity, or it's go out on vacation. If I have so many people now that are in their 40s with young children that did very good in the CRE space. They sold some big commercial properties, or they sold a big business, an insurance company for $3 million, where now they're saying, I'm taking the time to spend with my kids while my kids are young. I'm going to really be here and just part-time do little things.
Awesome.
That's
And
a new demographic that I don't think existed before, Vinny. I'm noticing them now.
That's it, brother, because as the millennials are turning, baby boomers are turning seniors, it's a progression. It's a progression. And that's what it's all about. I think a lot more younger millennials have seen their parents work very hard, and they are able to, with technology and everything and all the jobs and all, they're able to earn more faster, quicker, everything. And they feel like, you know what, let's put the money into vehicles much sooner than my parents and grandparents. I'm telling you, that's the mentality, and that's a good one. Why not? Hey, robots are going to do our work. I'm reading, I'm listening, everything. I mean, there was one big cartoon. Oh my gosh, you're not going to believe this. This was like robots in the front doing the work, and the person whose robot that was big, fat, on a wheelchair. I don't like that.
It's funny because I was on a call, I want to say it was this week. I was introduced to this couple, wonderful couple out of California, and they had about $3 to $5 million in the stock market. That was their net worth, was mostly stocks, and they had called me because they wanted to diversify into real estate. They
Yep,
wanted some
yep,
syndications, they wanted some debt components, and
yep.
they had the conversation with me, and they said, I really wish that my children understood what you just said to me, because we just went through the process of like how this might look. And they said, I
Hmm.
really wish we knew this before, because obviously it'd be a lot easier for us. We've worked
So
hard, the
true.
stock market goes
Yeah.
up and down, and we're
Hmm.
looking for more passive investment. And this is what we're looking to make. They were very clear about what they wanted. They wanted to make $20,000 a month. It was a
Hmm.
passive $20,000. They said right now we're in the stock market, and our dividends are all we know and understand. We haven't really broken that out. Sometimes we get some in this quarter, and then we don't get paid for another quarter. And then
Hmm.
we're selling some of our stocks to live off of them, which
Ah, yes.
if they sell like 3 or 4% per year, so that covers out their
Yeah.
lifestyle. So it's,
Hmm.
the stock market does go up more than that, but they said it's not. It doesn't feel like the right way to do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
And they were grateful just for the introduction, grateful just to sit down and learn. I know you still do calls like this, Vinney. If somebody wanted to jump on a call with you to learn about your syndications that you're doing, if they want to bridge the gap on the final, it sounds like 900,000 you've got left to raise on this one. So that's probably
Yeah.
by the
Yeah.
time this call goes out, it might be done already.
No, see, the beauty is that, if I have not bought much, I tell my investors, whoever are coming, and I record them. I mentioned that before. I always record and I take their permission. I know I'm only meeting with you, but if you don't mind, I'll record it because I'll be covering my presentation. And your spouse, your CPA, your attorney may like to look at it before you make a decision. So I give total transparency there. The key thing is that their money can double money in 4 years or 5 years.
Four.
That's 20.
Look at you,
That's
Vinney. I
20.
said five. You
That's,
said four.
yeah. See, 25%. But stock market will never give us that kind of returns. 8%, 8.10 is the average over 10, 15 years. And lot of ups and downs, lots of sleepless nights, when the stocks go up and down, and the ETFs and whatever it is, right? But if you can get a good solid investment, which I was able to get into with my partners with this hotel. We have another hotel coming. I put my other hotel on sale, by the way. Oh, new news. I bought that Wyndham Garden. We have zero money in it because we made Hilton Garden $6 million. Remember, I bought it with my
Yep.
partners for 6 million, sold for 12 million. So 6 million was profit.
It
We
was free
cashed
rolled.
out
You took
free
that and you went
rolls,
into it again.
5 million 333. I still remember 5 million 333,000. We bought Wyndham from the profit. So we have zero money, our own money. We took it out. That one from
Zero money.
30.
All of the investors got their money
No,
back.
no, no, no. Investors were not there in that one. But
Investors were not there. They
yeah,
got all their money
not there.
back.
Yeah, all
And
their
your
money back
profits from that deal, you went and
uh,
reinvested in this deal.
into the Wyndham Garden at 13.5 million. We just listed for 17.5 million in year and a half. So that's 4 million profit with zero money inside. That's infinity, returns, right? Because there's no money into that deal. Anyway, that's what we are so passionate. There are so many distressed hotels right now, mismanaged and other things, good name brands, and this Courtyard Marriott, it's a 506C. We can talk about it, on this advertising. I'm doing ads starting today. What? Vinny's going bigger now with SEOs and everything, and the wealthy people will be looking in their frames wherever they go. It's going to show up my face, inviting them to connect with me. And I've
Vinny's
gotten,
saying, if you want a solution, I'm the guy. Come talk to me. I'm the solution. Here's my face. Click the link below. Which reminds me, share, subscribe, drop a comment below if you got
that's
some
it.
value out of this. I didn't even bring it up, but tomorrow is the Freedom Day for the country. It's 4th of
Yes,
July tomorrow.
yes. 4th of July.
Grateful to be in America. Grateful to
Grateful,
be in a country
grateful.
where we can
Big,
build businesses like this, where our
big
assets are
company.
protected by the government, not taken away by the government, where our laws and rules protect investors, protect
Yes.
investors, protect our staff. Everybody's protected. Our
So true.
tenants are protected. We live in
So
such
true.
a great country to live and work and
Yes.
invest. And so as we're
Especially,
going into
me. I came from India with $7, with some big dreams for this land of freedom. I call it land of freedom, and that's 45 years back or something like that. I'm so grateful to be here in this beautiful land, United States, and everybody who is around me, and I really thank them. It's a day-to-day gratitude, literally from the heart. Yeah.
And so as we're going into tomorrow and this weekend, being thankful
Hmm.
for our veterans, being thankful for the
Yeah.
people who fought for our freedom, even being thankful
Yeah.
for our politicians and our entrepreneurs and the
Yeah.
land and
Yeah.
our landlords and our
Hmm.
investors, being
Yeah.
thankful for our employees. Be thankful
Yeah.
for your freedom. You live in America. This is a wonderful place to
Wonderful.
live. We may
Yeah.
have he, she problems. We don't know what our genders are anymore, but here in this
Yeah.
country, you can build a business. You
You
can
can.
you
Yeah.
can help others can help you build your business. Financial
Yeah.
freedom, passive income exists here in this nation. People from out of the United States invest in the
Yeah.
United States for passive income because they know
So
this is
true.
the country to get it. We do this every Thursday. It's Abundance Thursdays, a little longer than usual because just so much value. Just I needed to know Vinny's secret to visioning. The book of the week is we're
Thank
going to talk about it Saturday on the 52 Weeks to Wealth. You go to I Build Millionaires. If you want to access any of Vinny's trainings, you go to vinnychopra.com
thank
forward
you. Yeah.
slash
Uh,
events.
yeah.
Or you can go to
Events.
eventbrite.com,
Events.
find out when he's doing events, or you can go to vinnychopra.com, and there's all sorts of different resources. You want to learn how to
Mhm.
invest with him, how to book a call. It's all sitting there.
Mentorship, invest, academy, just flash put all these words and you'll connect with me. You can text my team, myself. I'm meeting with lots of accredited investors daily, actually, and just giving them positivity and hopefully they can. And a lot of people, my closing is like 82%. What? From the people I'm sharing text to, 82% have said yes and putting 100, 200, 250, 1 million
Because you're
like that.
talking to the right people. You talk to the right
Yeah.
people. They've already been premeditating before they got on the call with you. They're ready to go. For somebody who is interested in the summit, the link
Yes,
is before
yes,
you
yes,
go and register for the summit, jump on a call with me to make sure it's the right thing for you.
yes,
My
yes.
call link is callgualter.com. So before you falter, call Gualter. Before you join the summit, call Gualter. I'm willing to jump on a call with you.
Mm.
If you need to contact Vinny and you're on a call with me, just tell me. I'll put you in a direct text message with Vinny until Vinny
Sure.
tells me to stop doing that. So for
No,
now,
no, no. I would
if I
love
think the
that.
introduction is correct, I'll make the
Yes.
introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, we do this every Thursday
Thank
at
you.
9
Thank you.
a.m. PST, 12 p.m. EST. This is Abundance Thursdays with Vinny Chopra, myself, Gualter Amarelo. Cheers to your success. You have a choice. Always work with the best. We'll see you next week.
Always. See you next week. Thank you.
Dear friends, this is Vinney Smile Chopra. I am so glad you're listening to the episode. Thanks so much. Really appreciate that. Please share it with others who can really benefit also. Can I ask you a favor? Just a small favor. Less than a minute, if you could give 5-star reviews on iTunes or Stitcher, that'll go a long way. We are one of the top podcasts in real estate now in the nation, but it will really help a lot if you gave 5-star reviews, and we'll bring a lot more great content for you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, and see you in the next episode. God bless you. Bye-bye. Wow, what an incredible conversation today. I hope you got tons of value from this episode. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and follow me on social media to stay updated on all the things real estate, investing, abundance mindset, and wealth creation. If you're an accredited investor looking for exclusive investment opportunities, be sure to join our elite Millennial Investors Club at vinnychopra.com/invest, where we share details of our future projects. Quick disclaimer, we are not selling any securities, and this podcast is strictly for educational and information purposes only. The opinions shared by our guests are their own and should not be considered financial or investment advice. Always do your own due diligence and consult with a financial professional before making any investment decisions. Thank you again for tuning in. Until next time, keep smiling, keep investing, and keep making a massive impact. God bless you.
Hey there! The upcoming episode is scheduled for Thursday. We appreciate your viewership of the Abundance Mindset Show. Tune in every Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 12 p.m. Eastern on various social media platforms hosted by Vinney Chopra and Gualter Amarelo. Don't forget to subscribe, share your comments, and leave a 5-star review. Thank you for your support.